Alrighty, you guys, welcome to another episode of Taking Up Space on Michelle A. Mayer podcast. Always excited about coming forward, you guys. Today is absolutely no different. Again, in the vehicle, I just ended a 4-hour meeting, I guess you could call it that I've been engaged in all week. And I have to say that I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the communication. It was an open forum that I was part of. And I really enjoyed the engagement that I had with the fellow participants and even the moderator. I found it informative in the sense that I was able to see what the thoughts are amongst the people. I'm a loner. I like to say to myself, so I don't engage with people often face to face or even directly, because I guess Zoom is a face to face protocol, but directly I don't have open communication and dialogue a lot. So today was a very interesting day, and I want to use my experiences in that Zoom meeting as the foundation for my commentary that I'm going to deliver you today. I always speak to how the bottom is like the most ample and the most robust soil you'll have in life. The bottom places of your life, the beginning places of your life are the foundational places of which all things spring forth from. Yeah. But a lot of times we view the bottom places, the foundational places, as the grunt places. The places where we are not viewed in the light that we envision ourselves in. What I mean is we're not received by others in the way that we see ourselves. Because a lot of times in those grunt places, we're building that outward projection based upon what's internally, right? So when we're in those foundationary places, those base places of existence, we're building from what we have within us, and we're building the outward materialization of that thing. And the world doesn't see it. It's as if we're beginning to wave our flag in the air and say, hey, I'm over here doing this. And people haven't latched on yet. They haven't gotten the rhythm of who you are in totality yet. You're just embarking on your journey. And most people hate this place. They really dislike this bottom place, as I call it, because of that exact same reason, that people don't receive you the way that you see you. They don't like it because it takes a lot of work, usually, to ground that outward perspective in that space so that people latch on. It takes a lot of legwork. But I'm here to tell you that the bottom places of life are the most exhilarating. They are the freest spaces you will ever experience in life. Every single step above the bottom places are limiting. They are all limiting to that perspective, that foundation that you've made in the bottom places. The bottom places of life, friend, you can move fluidly through and no one will notice you. The bottom places of life, friend, are the most forgiving places you'll ever have in life. You are granted the forgiveness. Why? And the forgiveness of what? The forgiveness of making mistakes that you're bound to make while you are in the bottom places. Hey, Auntie Susie, I love you too. You are granted the ability to be forgiven for making the mistakes that you will make regardless while in the bottom places. You can go unseen and unnoticed, incognito, in your movements while in the bottom places. You can go and view other people and what they're doing, and you can gather all the ingredients that you need in whatever manner that you desire while in the bottom places, and no one will notice. Yet when you begin to build yourself up, you begin to see a result from all that you have done to present yourself amongst others, springboarding you from the bottom place. You're not as capable in doing these things because now people are viewing you. They're micromanaging you. Everyone's not going to be supportive of you moving fluidly through the bottom places upward. So resistance is bound to come. But I want to speak to something that the Bible supports as it relates to the bottom places. Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. One moment. This is the beginning. What I just read to you is a perfect example of what another person would consider the bottom places. You see, what Genesis is conveying is a time in which God had done away with something prior to and used aspects of things that God had already created as the foundation to creating something else. How do I know this? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. That tells us that there was already water. There was already something called darkness. What is that? There were already deep places. If there is deep places, how do you consider something deep unless there is something opposite of deep in existence? If there was nothing opposite to deep already in existence, then it would be no deep. It would just be what it is. But we're seeing contradictions that chisel out the framework for this environment that we're in. God had created something prior to him beginning again in Genesis chapter 1. Yet God is not speaking of his creation in a melancholy tone. God is not speaking of this story in a sad, pitiful tone. He's speaking truths and facts, unemotional, a step-by-step, incremental analogy of how God brought this thing into light. And I want to use that as an example of which we all can utilize in rebuilding our lives. Literally. We can use this example of what God did in the beginning in Genesis as an example as to how we can view the rebuilding of our lives in whatever capacity. It could be you lost that job or you lost that contract. You can sit and bask in the idea of what you lost. Or you can look at it as a gain, as something that the universe, that God sent a set of circumstances for you to experience that freed you of that. And in you being free of the responsibility to continue on in that way, you are now free to create and envision. All the time that you spend being saddened about what you consider yourself losing, you can look at it from another perspective and become enamored in the creative process and excited and exhilarated in that, and begin to forecast out new things that you can create to replace that. Based upon things that already are in existence. Whether it be the experience level that you have and had gotten from that last job, or whether it be the time you spent in focusing and honing in on your own fascinations. You can use those things to be the foundation of what you will build new. Either way, all that you do is useful to you. It serves you. It serves you in the capacity of whatever idea you have of it. You can create. You are free to create. I brought these things forward today because, like I said, I ended a week-long experience with people that are at this foundationary place, just like I am, from all kinds of walks of life. And what I find is that at these bottom places, these foundationary places, you get the rawest aspect of a person. It's as if the ego and all the things that come with the ego really become layered upon the person as they ascend from these places. But when you're in the bottom places, you show more vulnerability. You speak mostly from the heart. And it's as if the ascent, the attention that comes from you rebuilding yourself and establishing a new foundation and seeing a result from that and getting either praise or looking to project an image so that you attract others so that they praise you. That act alone layers on levels of ego, layers on levels of projection that just aren't true to who you truly are. But the you that was in the bottom place, that was moving incognito, that really didn't need a lot of attention because you were doing all the foundationary stuff to pull your foundation together. That you is the realest you. And that you that people see in that place is a luxury that a lot of people can't afford. A lot of people don't get to see the real you. They don't get to get a front seat at the construction of your foundation. And if they do, it's a luxury that should be treated as such. I'm here to tell you that the bottom places of your life, friend, are the most powerful places of your existence. They are the freest and the most powerful places of your existence. You have nothing to lose while building, while being a voyeur to life at the bottom places. Nothing. The bottom places are the lowest, and the bottom places, when residing within that space, there's nowhere else to go but upward. Either you're going to stay at that space, which a lot of times is far too discomforting for you to do, or you're going to build again, better this time, wiser, and with more intention. And in you building, there's nowhere to go but up. This was on my spirit today, the bottom places. I'm at the bottom places in my life, y'all. I'm at that foundationary place, and I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. All of the details of it, they don't even matter. God allowed me to experience the bottom places again. What a gift. What a gift to be free of the constraints of the things that I either defaulted into because of what I built, or the things that I built without as much intention, the things I built out of need. A lot of times we get to those places in life where we're now living in the results of the things we did out of need, out of necessity, out of fear. But if God gives you the luxury of extending an opportunity for you to rebuild another foundation, what a luxury is that? Why? How could that be a luxury? It's a luxury because now you are at a place where you can be intentional. You're girded with wisdom and experience. And wisdom, experience, coupled with intention, is a very powerful concoction. What would you create with such things? Would you be excited to create such things from that? Or would you feel yourself incapable? I bet you would be excited. I bet you will feel yourself more than capable. And I bet you will take your time and be methodical as to how you build your next foundation from your bottom place. This is my word for you today. Nothing poignant. It was on my spirit. If you can withstand the onlookers and the voyeurs of your life that view you at your bottom place, you will begin to know that you are ready to lead and teach those that view you at your bottom place in whatever capacity. You will be able to see the strengths and the weaknesses of both you and those that view you. And you will be able to fine-tune your strengths so that you are able to be useful and overcome them. And as you move in progression up from the bottom places, you will take with you all that you saw and use it, hopefully use it, to teach all of those that saw you in your bottom place. Offer them a better perspective of viewing such things, because they're going to go through their own bottom places too. That's the thing with bottom places. They're not exclusive. They're universal. We all go through them. Yet a lot of times we hide it. And if God allowed you to go through your bottom places in front of everybody, friend, you need to use it as a testament. A talking point, a teaching module. That's the only way that you'll be able to come to terms with it. You're not doing it just for the betterment of other people. You're doing it for the betterment of you. You're righting a wrong in a sense. You're making it serve you. I was in a class, and this module that I was in today, they were asking, what would you do if someone had stolen if you were a part of a group at an office, and a major client came, one of your largest clients came in, and one of the people that was part of your group that was working on whatever the situation was, whatever the topic was that you were working on as a group, one of your members within the group took all of your ideas and spoke to your top client as if they were you, used your ideas and propagated themselves in front of the client by using your stuff. How would you feel about it? And I listened to what everybody else had to say, and I thought, How often does this happen? And in the world of social media, this happens all the time. But what do you do about it? How can you make this serve you? When you're in your bottom places, or when you're in a situation where, someone, you feel as if there's been some sort of wrongdoing on your part, someone has done wrong by you in some way, how do you handle such things? You stay in the center. Friend, when you're in your bottom places and people are viewing you in your bottom places, and you move through those spaces to a point where you begin to move up from those places, or even when you're on the ground level formulating the bottom place, keep yourself in the center. It's not selfish to do this. Those voyeurs to your situation have granted you permission to do so by them viewing you, by them creating talking points on you. You've put me in the center. So now I'm indebted to you. I'm indebted to leave you better. And how do I leave you better? I show you. I teach you. What can be done? What fruit can be birthed from what you and the world consider the bottom places? How one can reinvent themselves from one state of being to another while in such a space. By you being the example of what can be done. Being the aha moment in someone else's life by way of your own life experiences and what they view of you. And what they would initially call a disaster, a curse, loss. But you being the alchemist, turn it around as if you had it in your intention all along. And through your alignment with God, allow God to turn it around and walk you through it. And as a butterfly, use the base foundationary component as a cocoon to create a new you, a better you, based upon experiences, intention, alignment, and perspective. You build yourself up into a whole nother individual. And you come out looking completely different, yet the same. Better than ever before. All from the bottom places. Y'all, I have nothing but testimonies and truths for you. Don't ever be ashamed of your beginnings. God was not ashamed of the beginnings. God was not distraught that he had to begin again. And neither should you. Get excited about your beginnings. Who cares what it looks like? Friend, you're working with less. You might have 35 cents in your account, but you don't look like it. Imagine what you'll look like with millions. You don't even need all that. Imagine what you'll look like with thousands. This is the part. It's not what's on you. It's what's in you. Allow what's in you to shine forth. Allow what's in you to recreate your foundation and do it with intention. All at the bottom places. It's my word for you today. 30 some minutes in. I'm doing well. How are you all? Anyone have any questions for me today? I know I have podcasts that I have not uploaded and all this kind of stuff. My internet is slow, y'all, so I'm having to work with it. So y'all have to catch me when I'm live, because I can't guarantee that all of it's going to upload. I tried 3 times to upload a podcast that I did 2 days ago, and it didn't upload. So, it is what it is. But we come through regardless. You make it all serve you by finding the silver lining within it and magnifying that. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Any questions before I drop off? Any questions? Alrighty. Well, have a wonderful day and be good to yourselves and each other. Peace, and most importantly, love.